Right side, here's Brooks. Works on Masters. Skip pass out high to Ebony Marshall. Gets it in that middle to London Eli. Boy, it was a great up and under move. London Eli scores to tie us back up at 9.
Pretty move right there.
Here in the backcourt, here's Davidson. Davidson back to Masters. Gets it to Bartlett. Back to Masters, and they'll work from the right side. Back to Bartlett. She's going to take a long three. That one off the back of the iron log. Rebound to Davidson, though. She'll kick it back. Masters looks for three. Back to Bartlett. Same spot. Doesn't shoot. But they're going to call 3 seconds that time as Nikki James had that right foot in there and kind of forgot.
Sure enough. Hey, you know, a while ago when we was on offense down there then, Allison Eli, she wants a basketball. I think she knows she's got a mismatch down there, and she wants to put the ball in the hole for us.
Well, that was a big second foul down there on Aaron Helton. She is definitely their most experienced post defender, able to get that left hand around in front defense. Here's Brooks in the front court, feeds to Marshall out high between the rings. They'll set it back up. Boy, Masters is all over Brooks. Marshall finally gets it back to Brooks, and she'll set it up. There's a screen by Iceland. Eli works off of that, penetrates the baseline, tries to shoot it, but too far to the basket, hit the side of the backboard, and taken away by Masters. Masters to James, over to Burnett, and they'll walk it across the timeline. 6:02 and counting here in the second quarter, all tied at 9. Glad you guys could tune in on a rather wet but spring-like balmy night. Down low to James, left-hander is good. Boy, she got front position in that low post on Iceland Eli, coach, and that's dangerous.
She did, and used her left hand well there on her turnaround hook.
And they finally hit a gimme.
Yes.
Here's Brooks. Boy, that was a dangerous pass, tipped out of bounds by Burnett, but they had London Eli in that low post. Gosh, the Eli sisters working either side of the lane and just not able to shake those Cookeville defenders. Here's Brooks set to inbounds underneath the Lebanon basket on the baseline. Eli pops to the left corner. Everybody's kind of standing around. They finally get it out high to House. House works across top of the key, looks down low, has to hand off to Marshall. Marshall right wing to Brooks, guarded by Davidson, looking down low, trying to throw over Bartlett. And Iceland Eli is really working hard in that low post, and they just can't get it to her. Finally have to swing it back out to House. House with the left hand. She kind of got caught in mid-motion, and they're going to call a three-point shot on that, so she'll go to the line to shoot three. Or maybe they'll just call it on number 3. I'm not sure.
There we go.
I think she was inside the line there. 4th team foul on Cookeville, the first on Bianca Burnett. Crystal House first free throw up and good. So Lebanon moves within 1 at 11-10. 5:21 to go here in the first half. Great ball game here early from Campbell Brandon Gym. Crystal House second free throw is up and good, so they did award her 3 free throws. Wow, I ain't as blind as I thought I was.
No, you did good, Marv.
It was 3 on number 3. Here's House, third free throw in the air, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound, Iceland Eli, put back up, no good. Tipped back out, controlled by Marshall, a long two-pointer, in and out, no good. And there's House, offensive rebound, her putback is no good. And I believe they'll call James on a reach in on the foul, a push-off, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So great possession this time. They haven't left the Lebanon into the court, Coach.
No, and shot 7 times.
Well, here's House back to the line for another 2. First one up and good. So Lebanon moves back in front on 3 out of 4 free throws. 12-11 your score, 5:13 to go here in the first half. House set to shoot the second of 2 in the air and good. So 4 out of 5 that time down. Great possession for Lebanon. Here's Burnett in the backcourt. Boy, a tricky defense there, Coach. Get it up ahead to James. Feed to Bartlett, right at the jump circle, feed to Burnett, and Cookeville will set it up. 13-11, Lebanon leads with 5 minutes even to go here in the first half. Burnett left wing to Masters. Gets it out high to Nikki James, down to Davidson, looks for Cutter. Great defense down there by London Eli. Almost a steal by House, but Burnett recovers. Back across to Davidson, free throw line. Out to Bartlett, swings it to Masters. Boy, great defense by Lebanon. Here's James, dribbles it off with Jasmine Brooks, taken away by Iceland Eli. And they're going to call a foul, and that could either go on London Eli or Nikki James, and it should be James. And it is.
James, yes.
Great defense.
Good
Coach.
defense. They're trying to work the high-low, as we talked about earlier, and our girls just playing their tail off down there, keeping from getting the basketball down there low. Coach Brown's excited about that over there.
And they have shut down that inside game, as you mentioned. Very good insight on that, and that's the thing that's going to be crucial for them, is to not let Cookeville get those easy baskets. 4:26 and counting. Lebanon leads 13-11. Here's Brooks in the front court.
I think you got to admire our patience on offense tonight.
And, you know, we talked about that before the game. It would be so critical, and they've done it. Here's Eli, top of the key, feeds down low to House, and she dribbles it off her leg. A bit of a reach in by Burnett, but no call. Turnover gives it back to Cookeville.
Turnovers even at 6 right now, though. Still, good basketball game on both sides of both teams.
Davidson trouble getting it in, finally gets it to Masters, up ahead to Burnett. They've got numbers if they hurry, and she'll slow it down and back it out. There's that patience again by Cookeville. Masters out high, feeds right wing to Bartlett. Bartlett to James, down low. They've got Davidson. She's running and shooting, no good. Rebound, Marshall. Boy, she's got Crystal House on the left wing up ahead, gets it to her. Almost palmed it, drives to the basket. Great shot, but just couldn't convert. Davidson with the long rebound, and Brooks with the reach in to prevent the fast break. Not really a bad foul, Coach. Only the fourth.
Not a bad foul there. And again, the Devilettes defense, the press, we got 4 people in the back court putting pressure on them and still not giving up a layup on the other end. So either that pairs to Cookeville's patience, as you talked about, where they got the numbers but still won't use them and convert it into a layup. And again, we're giving them pressure in the back court here that, again, is a good call for some turnovers on down the road.
Well, this is a good little chess match, isn't it?
It is.
Well coached first half. Low scoring, but well coached. Here's Burnett at the jump circle. She'll walk it across. Picked up by Ha. Lebanon in the man-to-man as Cookeville tries to spread it out just a little bit. Down low, that pass too tall for Nikki James was not touched by Lebanon. Sails out of bounds. So that'll give it back to the Devilettes.
Yes. And, you know, you're 13-11. You talk about the chess match. It is very much that. They're not shooting as well as they'd like to, but it's not up and down the game a lot. There hasn't been a whole lot of opportunities to score.
Boy, great defense, both clubs. Here's Kim Hall on the right wing, guarded by Davidson. They're trying to get it low to Iceland Eli. Boy, Bartlett has just... There's London Eli on the left low post. Little running jumper off the glass. A good point-blank range, so London Eli puts Lebanon up by 4.
Same move she had a while ago, Marv.
Boy, and they really need her inside presence. She is head and shoulders above anybody else in the post for Lebanon. There's Bartlett on the left wing, guarded by Ha. Kicks it out to Davidson, top of the key. She'll drive the right side of the lane, kick it across to Bartlett. She'll penetrate. Boy, London Eli with a great block, but got her with the body.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great defense, though, by London right there. Almost got away with it, too.
And that was a train wreck. Those are 2 pretty big girls down there colliding on that baseline. But that'll send Bartlett to the line. The 5'9" junior will shoot 2 and try to draw Cookeville back within 2. And free throw up, good.
Bartlett caught a pass that wasn't intended for her to begin with. It really was a throwaway there because they were trying to go to their other post girl, and she just caught the deflection.
Here comes Erin Hilton back in with her 2 fouls, and Nikki James and her 2 fouls go to the bench. Here's Bartlett's second free throw is good. Boy, she's got great touch. Both of those barely tickled the twine, and Cookeville's back within 2 at 15-13. Here's Kim Ha into the front court. Cut off by Davidson. And another tad bit of a gimmick defense there, Coach.
It's a 1-3-1, I believe, Marv, looking at it.
Well, here's Brooks on the right wing, cut off by Masters. She'll penetrate, short right side jumper, bounces around, no good. And there's Hilton for the glass, almost threw it away. Brooks cut through, but gets it up ahead to Masters. Masters penetrates. Here comes Brooks recovers, and they swing it back to Burnett. Burnett looking for a screen, gets it, peels off Ha. Now they'll switch off. Eli jumps on Burnett. That one deflected. Great switch out that time, too. Boy, that was phenomenal.
Yes, great job.
So Lebanon with the takeaway, and Brooks into the front court.
Austin again working.
Ooh, long 3, and it's good. Boy, you got to step out and guard Jasmine Brooks on that right wing. When she's open, she'll nail them.
She nailed that one from deep, Marv.
Biggest lead of the night for Lebanon at 5 at 18-13. Here's Bartlett in the front court, feeds back to Burnett. Burnett right wing to Masters, penetrates the baseline, and another reach in on Jasmine Brooks. Goodness.
Cookeville forcing a little bit right there. Looked like had been patient early, and that's the first time we'd seen him penetrate and take off on the move there. But again, Iceland had a great block that last possession over there for a steal, and then came down the floor, and she was working hard. What I was about to say before Brooks nailed it from.
Boy, they do have bad timing sometimes, don't they? Boy, wild air ball shot. That time by Masters. Helton tried to control it, but couldn't. So the turnover gives it back to Lebanon and a chance to increase their already largest lead of the night at 18-13. Here's Kim Ha in the backcourt. Jasmine Brooks to the bench. Your 5 on the floor for Lebanon. Iceland and London Eli, Crystal House, Ebony Marshall, and Kim Ha in the backcourt. Coach Brown directing traffic over there. Here's Ha. Long three by House, no good. Backside rebound by Iceland Eli, but they'll call her over the back of Bartlett.
That's kind of tough right there. I think it's tough on officials sometimes, but she is so tall. If she can go up over top of them and grab that rebound and not touch her in the back, then it's not a foul. But so many officials are
vertical too.
Yeah, and so many officials are so quick to make that call, believing it's an over in the back when maybe it's not.
And that's really tough because that's the 7th team foul on Lebanon. That'll put Bartlett at the line. And judging from her last trip there, she is deadly. Barely moved the net on her last 2 free throws. She steps to the line to shoot 2. First one up and good. She's got that high-arching follow-through too, Coach.
Yes, they are. Have only missed 1 free throw all night.
Boy, Mindy Odom does a great job with this bunch year in and year out. Second free throw up and good as well. So Bartlett now, wow, 90%. I'd take it every night out.
Yes.
Into the game for the first time here for Lebanon is
Kelsey Blackburn.
Kelsey Blackburn. Thank you, Coach. Help every once in a while. Most of the time, just people don't realize. Here's Hawk. Great bullet pass inside to Eli. Instead, kicks out to House. Well, they had that matchup as they had Hilton on her backside. There's Hawk. Almost turned it over. And that 1-3-1 comes into play again. Skip pass across to Blackburn. Blackburn in the corner to Marshall. Marshall back out high to House. They'll move it to Kim Ha. 45 seconds and counting to go here in the first half. Lebanon leads 18-15. And with the ball, here's House. Kicks it left side to Marshall. They're looking down low for London Eli. She's one-on-one in that low post, the backside of that 1-3-1, but cannot get a great passing angle to get it in there to London as she's battling down there with Erin Helton. I mean, really battling. They are trading hips.
She is, and I think they're working for one shot, so
they are kind of playing keep away.
Yeah, kind of communicate that to her.
Here's Blackburn. Out high to Ha. Back to Blackburn on the right wing. Skip pass across the House. Between the rings. Back to Ha. 10 seconds. 9, 8. Here's House. Back to Ha. Fakes the 3. 5. Well, they're going to have to shoot, and they throw it away. And a long, wow, that almost went in. Davidson just heaved one and hit the backboard. Actually hit in the square, but the trajectory made it bounce off. So that's the end of the first half. Your score, Lebanon 18, the Lady Cavs of Cookeville 15. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with your first half scoring wrap-up. You're listening to Lebanon High School basketball on WANT FM 98.9, WCOR AM 1490. They had before Bianca Burnett, Erin Helton, Rochelle Davidson, Allie Masters, and Nikki James. Lebanon starts off, and here's Ha in the backcourt. She'll work across 18-15 your score as we get underway here in the third quarter. Ha out high. Helton pops out there on her. Swings right side to Brooks. Lebanon right to left on your dial. Here's Iceland Eli out high, guarded by James. Looks across, a near steal by Burnett. And Coach Brown's like, wrong side, Iceland. Go to the other side. But nonetheless stays with Lebanon. They'll inbounds quarter court, far side in front of their own bench. Here's Marshall out to Ha. Ha works between the rings. Boy, a lot of motion going on by Lebanon on either side of the lane. House pops across. Instead out high to Iceland. Iceland over to Kim Ha. Guarded by Hilton. Looks for a screen. No screen, back out high to Marshall.
Still a lot of patience, Marv.
Boy, it is, and they're really trying to set those backside screens and work off of it to work for an open man. Here's Brooks. Here's House on the left side working on Burnett. Brooks along that baseline. Out high to Marshall, over to Ha. So Lebanon being extremely patient, as the coach pointed out.
Put a minute off the clock already.
So a minute in, not even a shot up yet. Here's Kim Ha. Over to Iceland Eli. And they are continually weaving through that lane. Boy, that was a great idea, just not excellent execution. Iceland threw that one a little bit too much. She was looking for her sister London on that one.
Yes. And,
it was Brooks instead.
And one thing to point out, did a great job there, but both at the end of both quarters a while ago, we worked it for 45 seconds or 50 and lost the ball both times.
Boy, that's deflected out of bounds, and actually it'll go to Lebanon. So turnover by Cookeville gives it right back to the Devilettes, and this is really a very somber, unemotional Cookeville team. They really look like they're almost in a trance, Coach. They're not real intense. Here's Marshall out high, guarded by Masters. And it looks like straight man. Oh, long three-pointer by Brooks. That was a long one. Runs down her own rebound, puts it back up. Wild shot, no good. And it wedges between the rim and the backboard. Wow, and that's got to be a jump ball possession arrow with Cookeville. I'm almost certain somebody's got to get the ball down. Wait, they'll use another ball. Uh-oh, it's the two-ball system, and it works. And, hey, he switched basketballs. Did you notice that slide?